You know that feeling, right? That aha moment? And then poof, it's gone before you can even find a pen. Well, today we're going to build a super simple two-step system to make sure your best ideas never slip away again. So, let's dive in.
Oh man, it happens to all of us. That perfect idea hits you in the shower, or maybe when you're out for a walk. Or the worst, right as you're about to fall asleep. And just like that, it's gone. Vanished. But what if I told you there's a way to make that feeling a thing of the past? That's what this system is all about.
Okay, so stage 1. We're calling this the scratch pad. And I love this subtitle, A Place for Creative Chaos, because that's exactly what it is. Think of it as your own private, no-judgment zone. It's the place where you can capture every single thought, no matter how crazy or, half-baked it might seem.
Look, the goal here is just ridiculously simple. Capture everything. That's it. Don't try to filter it, don't organize it, and definitely don't judge it. See, our brains are amazing idea-generating machines, but they're also really quick to shoot those ideas down. The scratchpad basically tells that critical part of your brain to take a hike, so the creative part has the freedom it needs to just, create.
And you don't need anything fancy for this. Seriously, a plain old notebook, a piece of paper, even the Notes app on your phone. It all works. The tool itself doesn't matter. What matters is the habit. The whole point is to have something, anything, right there so there's absolutely nothing standing between that little spark of an idea and you writing it down.
Now listen up, because this is probably the most important rule of the scratchpad. There are no rules. It's supposed to be messy. It's where that chicken scratch that nobody else can read. We are not going for perfection here, not at all. We're going for preservation, so just get it down on paper.
All right, so once you've got this collection of raw sparks and random thoughts, it's time for stage 2, the idea builder. This is where we totally switch gears. We're moving from that pure, chaotic creativity into more structured thinking. This is where we start to give those really promising ideas a solid foundation.
So, how do you know when an idea is ready to graduate, from the chaos of the scratchpad to the structure of the builder? Well, it's when it becomes what we call a complete idea. And a complete idea, it's got 3 key ingredients.
And here it is, the core formula. It's super simple. You've got the subject, that's just what the idea is. Then the problem, that's the why. What pain point does it solve? What benefit does it give somebody? And finally, the business model. That's the how. How's it going to make money or sustain itself? When you can actually spell out those 3 things, you've gone from just a random thought to the real beginnings of a solid concept.
Okay, this is super important to remember. These are 2 totally different tools, and they do 2 totally different jobs. The scratchpad, that's for catching every spark, even the tiny ones. The idea builder, that's for taking the best of those sparks, the real gems, and polishing them up. Let's break down how they compare.
Yeah, think of it like this. The scratchpad is all about quantity over quality. Get everything out, it's messy, it's unfiltered, it's basically a creative free-for-all. But the idea builder, that's all about quality. It needs that structure, those 3 key parts we just talked about. And it's for when you're ready to get serious and really focus. They're like 2 sides of the same creative coin,
So when does an idea get to graduate from the scratchpad? The rule is honestly beautifully simple. If you can't define the subject, the problem, and a potential business model, it's just not ready yet. And that's okay. It just stays on the scratchpad, hanging out in that creative chaos zone until it's a little more baked. No pressure at all.
Okay, so once an idea gets that promotion, the idea builder walks you through 4 key questions. First up, can you describe the whole thing clearly in just 1 or 2 sentences? Next, who's your customer? Like, who is actually giving you money for this? Because that's going to shape everything else. Third, what's the specific problem you're solving for that customer? You got to get right to the heart of their pain point. And last but not least, how is this thing going to make money?
So when you put these 2 stages together, boom, you've got a whole system. It's this clear pathway that takes you from that random, messy trail of ideas to a real, tangible plan. You'll end up with a set of well-defined concepts that you can actually do something with.
And honestly, that is the real magic of this system. You're not just waiting around for inspiration to strike anymore. Instead, you end up with this awesome, curated list of your best, most thought-out ideas, all lined up and ready for the next big step, figuring out which ones you're actually going to run with.
Look, this system is a seriously powerful tool, but it only works if you actually use it. So I've got a question for you. What's the first idea you're going to throw down in your new scratchpad? Go on, grab something to write with. Don't let another one of those great thoughts get away.